Welcome back to AM Northwest. Our first guest is a writer, a podcast host, and a culinary educator who has game-changing technique for making egg salad. Here to share her recipe, we welcome back the author of Braids, Sonya Sanford. Good to have you with us again. So good to see you.
Nice to see you, Helen.
Okay, let's get right to it. I know it's a little dark in here. We lost the light, but no worries.
It's like some mood lighting.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Okay, I want to start with how to boil an egg.
Okay.
Which we're not going to do. I pre-boiled these, but my technique is you start with boiling water, not cold water.
Right.
You dunk the eggs into boiling hot water, cook them for 10 minutes, and then immediately transfer them into a bowl with ice.
Ice in it, yeah.
And then you kind of crack them around. And now see how easy this is to peel?
Yeah, very easy.
Like it just completely pops off. Okay.
It does.
It's so a lot of people are like, I can never get my eggs to peel easily.
That's the way to do it.
And that's the way. And
Absolutely.
then what I do for this technique is I take the yolk out of the whites and I just keep the whites separate.
How did you do that? I missed that. How did you do that?
Just sort of rip it open with your hands. You can use a knife if you don't like. See how it kind of comes out? You can just toss the egg yolk in there and throw the egg whites in there.
And then there's this.
So I learned from a chef when I was working on a cookbook that he would make his egg salad by making a dressing with the cooked egg yolks.
Oh, okay.
And then you mix the whites into the egg yolks. And I have found that this makes all the difference. So that's what we're going to do.
Okay.
So we're going to actually just add the last few ones. And see, I can do it really quick. Just pop them out. And then... And these are really nice egg yolks that are pasture-raised eggs. I find they have the prettiest color.
I love the egg yolks, the gold egg yolks. Yeah, me too.
So then I add a cup of good mayonnaise. You don't want the cheap stuff for this. You want a good quality, good tasting one. I add a spoonful of whole grain Dijon mustard. I also think that makes a big difference. I add a pinch of turmeric to make this extra golden. The eggs are already pretty golden.
It's more about the color than the flavor?
Yes.
Okay.
It adds a tiny bit of flavor, but it also makes it this lovely, deep golden color.
I love it.
And then loads of salt. We'll salt it again with the whites too. And the other secret ingredient is pickle juice. So I just do about a tablespoon or two of pickle juice.
Okay.
Straight up, any jar of pickles. Yeah, kosher pickles, any kind of pickle you like or you have in your fridge.
Yeah.
If you didn't have pickle juice, I would just say a little like white vinegar or lemon juice. You want some acidity in your egg salad. It's going to brighten it up so much.
Okay.
And then it's just making a dressing. You could do this by hand if you don't want to whip out a mixer.
Right.
But you just quickly mash that all up.
I do find sometimes that I do like mixing by hand.
Yes.
And maybe it's because I'm lazy, one less thing to wash.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
That does look pretty. Look at that color.
And you already get like a dressing.
Yeah.
And you could go and make this even smoother. If you use a food processor, it gets super smooth,
Sure.
which I love to do. And then what we do, and you can maybe help me with this, is we're going to chop up all our egg whites.
Okay.
You want to chop these
I
up
can do
real
that.
rough.
Absolutely. Oh, real rough. It doesn't have to be precise.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be too precise. Just watch your fingers.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then once you're done chopping them up, we'll fold them into the dressing.
Fold.
And what this does is it gets every single little piece of egg coated in the egg yolk dressing, which I think makes it a much more flavorful egg salad than if you're just, mashing things all together.
Oh, yeah.
I'm adding some salt.
You have a podcast, right?
I do have a
And
podcast.
is it Food Friends?
It's called Food Friends. It's with my best friend and fellow chef, Carrie Lauritsen. And we make home cooking easy in the kitchen. That's what we're focused on. We're trying to help home cooks get out of their food ruts, figure out what to make for dinner, for lunch,
I know,
for snack.
because we often do the same thing
great.
over and over. Okay, gotcha.
And now I'll just pop this into the bowl.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we all get in our ruts, even chefs. Even I sometimes don't know what to make for dinner, and then that's when I call my friend Carrie, and she tells me what she's been cooking, and we share those conversations with our listeners, so we can
What is one of your favorite things to make for dinner?
Lately I've been really making a congee, which is like a rice porridge, a savory rice porridge. It's very typical all across Asia, and I love to top that with sautéed greens and mushrooms and soy sauce.
I'm going to have to look that one up. I've never
And I make
tried
it in my Instant Pot. Do you have an Instant
perfect.
Pot?
I love my Instant Pot, yeah.
The easiest thing in the world.
Totally.
But yeah, there's simple, Instant Pot. So now if you can see, this is becoming extremely golden, and every single piece of white is getting really well coated.
Yeah.
Do you want to try a little bit?
Oh, absolutely.
So this is my homemade challah bread. The recipe for this is also in my book.
Can I just say it's absolutely beautiful? Look at that.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
And I love to serve this on a good, fluffy, delicate bread.
Mm-hmm.
Little messy.
Wow, that's great. Oh my gosh, that's great. That's the best egg salad I've ever tasted.
Thank you so much,
Wow.
Helen. Yeah, when we had the deli here in Northwest Portland, this was one of our best sellers. People kept coming back for this golden egg salad.
What do you think is the major standout? Is it the pickle juice?
Yeah, I think having Dijon and pickle juice, and specifically whole grain Dijon, adds such a nice like nuttiness.
Right.
And the acidity, that briny, dill, herby acidity, it really makes the salad pop. So it's actually nice enough to serve for a fun brunch, or for like a picnic at the beach, or if you want to impress your friend and make something really delicious.
That is so good.
I'm so glad you enjoyed that.
So we're going to put the recipe on our website at k2.com. But again, I want to mention that Sonya's book is called Braids, and it's beautiful. Sonya Sanford, thank you so much.
Appreciate
it.
Having
and
me
check out her
on.
podcast too, Food Friends. Food Friends.
Yeah, thanks so much, Helen.
All right, we'll be right back with more AM Northwest. Don't go away. I have to have another bite.